Good evening, everyone. Welcome on a Tuesday night for another episode of So What's Been Happening. This one, episode 206. An exciting one. We get to chat to STIMPIES tonight. An exciting, well, not new band, but about to put out some new music, which is really cool. So they take us to another planet tonight. That planet is the planet of love. So who doesn't love that? Exciting time always to put out music, and I love when young bands are out there putting out new releases. So a really exciting time for them. All right, just to touch on a couple of gigs before we jump into the chat. This Friday, there's one at the Tote with Supermodels for the Super Modern album launch, supported by the States and also Polyman. So get along to this one at the Gem. Just down the road, down at Lully Tavern, it's also Friday. It's March 6, not 7, as the poster says, as Grace Woodridge. That one's a free one at Lully. And then also one for you on Sunday down to Merry Creek, or Merry Bar, actually, not Merry Creek Tavern, so don't go there. Merry Bar is the one in Gilbert Road, Preston. Mark Sinton, show favourite, will play a couple of sets for you there. So, but tonight, it's all about the Stimpies. So, and it's not the Stimpies, it's Stimpies. So here we go. We're going to play a little clip from Sydney Road Festival. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank every band, every venue, every punter that turned up to some amazing gigs along that day, Sunday. It was jam packed. The weather was a little challenging, warm at one stage, pouring rain the next, but to see venues jammed like they should be was really good. Obviously helps when gigs are free, but most importantly for bands to get in there and play 6, 7 line-up bands, which is great, and amongst 8 or 9 venues, even ones out in the street, was just awesome to see. So long may it continue, and while we're losing venues and losing festivals and things like that, it's just great to see so many of those on, and a shout out to the crew from Flipping the Bird as well, which is an incredible festival down Frankston Way. Went absolutely off from all reports. I laid low for that one because I knew what a big day Sunday was going to be. But here we go. Let's open up with a little bit of Stimpies to set the mood from their gig at Bergie. Here it is. Wow, we left you hanging on that one. Cut that one short to make sure you jump on and check out some more of the Stimpies. If you weren't at that gig on Sunday, God, you missed out. A hot and sweaty room, by all means, and God, they set the place alight. That's for sure. So, all right, let's bring up the crew from Stimpies, or a couple of Stimpies anyway. And good to have a chat. Thanks, guys.
Hi.
How you going, Aaron?
Good. Great to connect with you guys, most importantly.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining me on a quiet Tuesday night.
Pleasure.
What would you normally be doing on a lazy Tuesday night?
We're at the pub usually. We got a pub just around the corner, and we're pretty much there until 8 o'clock every night. So,
and then in bed for work the next day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
this is good.
beautiful.
This is better than a usual Tuesday.
Good. Oh, well, nice to hear. Thanks for joining me for this little chat. Most importantly, to chat a little Stimpies. It's been a big few weeks for you guys.
It has, certainly has been a massive few weeks. Heaps of stuff in the works, and hopefully a massive more couple of weeks ahead.
That's it's always good. And just tell me a little bit about that Sydney Road gig at the Burgie that we played a little clip of. Geez, it was a warm room by the time you guys hit the stage.
Yeah, we were surprised because, I mean, on a Sunday, and it was pretty rainy. Like, we knew there was going to be heaps of people there. We heard people going and we were excited, but we were really surprised by the turnout. It was awesome to see so many people so excited for music on a like they could be doing anything on their Sunday afternoon, you know, recovering and stuff for the week ahead. But it was awesome to just see like everyone getting down and just dancing and hanging out together.
Yeah, I think
and sticking around for our later performance too.
We weren't really sure what the vibe was going to be heading in there after coming off flipping the day before and walking in. We were like a little bit seedy, and we were like, oh, geez, I hope this goes all right. I'm not sure how it's going to go. And we walked in there, and I think from the second we got in and sussed the vibe, we were like, oh, this is going to be a great night.
Yeah, it was really impressive. It was packed. It was awesome.
Yeah, and the sound in the room was great. Although that clip really didn't do it justice because I was on your side, Ned, hiding in the corner.
Yeah, but, my guitar's just blasting. Yeah,
it was. It sure was. I had plenty of your channel in that.
Yeah.
So,
you got the worst. Great. You got the worst guitar player in the band. Right at you.
Yeah, it should have been on Ethan's side, maybe.
We can't give him all credit, mate. You got to take some of the credit, Ned.
True.
All right, so let's touch on. We are in the room with two of the four Stimpies, Ned and Beck. Thanks for joining me. Most importantly tonight, it's as I said, really exciting time. We've just put out a clip this week, which is a bloody hell of a lot of energy and effort and the works. Let's play a bit of it. We won't play all of it because we'll leave a few hanging to get out there and do their research. But here it is. Let's go to another planet, the planet of love. All right, we're going to leave you hanging there to find out what happens next in amongst that one. Guys, what a great clip. Congratulations,
much
first
fun.
and foremost.
Thanks.
I'm sure you probably haven't even got the chance to just sit back on a lazy Tuesday and just sit back and watch that. I'm sure you've seen it plenty of times, but just to sit back and reflect on, how special that clip was. It was God.
Yeah,
it was
totally. That's what we were
it.
just doing then. We just kept looking at it. And we're like, oh, I love that bit. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's awesome. We love it.
Tell me about that planet of love, mate. Where did that one all come from?
It's a funny one. It's another case of kind of how we often tend to write songs where Beck and I were away traveling and Ethan had come up with a instrumental song, basically a whole song start to finish with all the bits in it and just no lyrics. And he sent me a video of him like humming what would be lyrics over it. And I liked it so much that I went and sat down straight away and like wrote the whole song in a couple of hours.
Yeah. And in terms of like the music video, how that lined up, Ned came up with the initial idea to kind of have that foundation of love and a bit of like a tacky old-fashioned pub vibe, have it themed, like, old decorations and crappy ideas there. And then our amazing videographer, Declan, he just wanted to go all out with the storytelling of it, like taking the lyrics and really making them almost like a storyline to the song, and making it almost like a short film. And that was really cool how different people's parts played to make this one song have so much actual background meaning into it, when it initially was, the lyrics were nothing specific. It was just kind of a theme that now has like a story to it, which is really cool.
Yeah. So, how beautiful when that comes together. Something you didn't envisage, to have someone else's vision like Declan's in amongst that. That could be a whole sitcom in itself, that show.
Yeah. I think that's one of my favorite things about being in a creative scene is that, even if something is your project and you're working on it like this, it ends up just through making it and building it, just coming into contact with so many hands, and it wouldn't be the end result that it is without having all those little inputs from other people, which is a really cool thing.
Yeah. Well, Stimpy's definitely seems like a big collaboration band, obviously for you guys, but it's become a Frankston community band almost.
A little bit.
And everyone that jumps on, that community just continues to get wider. So in true Beatles spirit, mate, this band's kind of got a beautiful edge to it.
Oh,
thank you.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
We you can probably tell in the video, but we brought that community into it with having little snippets of every single like Frankston local or friend from from the scene popping in there, having their cameos. And that was I think that was something really special about the video too.
Yep. And I'll let you guys do a quick shout out to the venue that was filmed in, because it's a beautiful,
Young Street Tavern. Love Young Street Tav. And everyone there, staff there, Penny and Clint.
It's the best pub.
It's such a great venue. But yeah, it was the perfect place for the video. Just absolutely nail on the head. Yeah. It's
definitely come up a treat. One you will eternally be proud of, even if you never put another song out. That one is what you want to be known for. Is that what Stimpy's kind of want to be known for? Is that, if you only left that legacy of one song, are you proud of that one? Most proud of that one at the moment? I mean, you've got some other stuff coming out.
I think so. I think like we never stop being excited for the next project.
That's true.
As soon as something's released and out, we're like, okay, what's next? And so I think
some of the ones that aren't out yet are some of the ones that I'm like, oh, but wait, there's more. There's more. There's some great stuff that I didn't realize this one would be loved so much by everyone. Like I would have thought the next, would be cooler, but it's good to feel that way when we've received such great feedback so far from this song. So that's really reassuring. It's nice. Yeah,
it sure is. All right, talk to me a little bit before we play another clip about some of your earliest kind of influences. What were you kind of listening to as a kid, and has that had any now bearing on where you're heading now, or has that been a later a later
Yeah.
phase.
Absolutely. I think it defined who we became as a band at the start. But yeah, we all met at gigs when we were young, and I think that set us up. In terms of when we were really young,
I think heaps. I think every time I listen to something I used to listen to, it strikes me that we've taken inspiration from that without realizing it.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know, things that I was listening to when I was 9 years old, I'll listen to the stuff that we've recently been making, and I'll go, oh wow, I can really hear how I've accidentally kind of subconsciously put that inspiration into this song without meaning to.
As a band, though, we were always, it was Twin Peaks was like our key inspiration band. We met all together at a Twin Peaks gig, and that was just a moment of, whoa, like
They're a great
we love
band.
these guys.
They're from Chicago, and they're unreal. They're sort of, I think they're trying to have a comeback. They broke up a couple of years ago.
We hope they have a comeback. We'd love to. Yeah, it's been literally the whole time we've been a band, they haven't been doing shows anymore. I think we got the tail end of it all in 2018. But
they're our favorite band.
They're our key influence.
Twin Peaks.
Well, if this ever goes down the line and ends up in a Twin Peaks hand,
Yeah.
Stimpies are the band. But if you get to Australia,
pick us.
Yeah, pick us. Absolutely. And we'll touch on that. If there was another band that you'd like to open for, if we could transport you right now to go and open for a band anywhere in the world, who would it be? Doesn't have to be even in your genre. But
I'm loving like a lot of the stuff coming out of the UK at the moment, like Fontaine's DC and Shame, and that whole kind of sound is really, really interesting to me at the moment. So I'd have to say probably Fontaine's DC or Shame. I love both of those bands.
And to be in that, their kind of like concept culture would be cool as well.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been there before, done that.
No, yeah, that's true. We'd love to play in the UK.
Well, it won't be too far away for Stimpies to hit the road. It's not easy. Not easy putting out music. It's definitely not easy putting together the effort that you've put into those clips. But obviously, a clip's really important to you guys. Visually, we touched on, you know, being able to combine other art elements. But is that something you really want to drive going forward for at least a few of the songs on each album?
Massively. I think the reason that we work so well with Declan, the videographer and director, is we're really big on fleshing out an idea until you can't flesh it out anymore. So if it's a song, it's like, how can we make a music video for it? And how can we do this and do that and do a show? And he's the same. Like, so yeah, we just love making art and making good art and putting a lot of work into it. It brings us so much joy.
Yeah.
Beck, was that something you were going to add?
Oh, I was just saying, whether it's a thing because we get a bit too obsessive over one thing at a time and we like to do everything and anything for it. I think that's a part of it. But I think being a self, run, like we have a team behind us of friends and like our own built team that we've generated ourselves, but doing everything hands on ourselves and being creatives as well, making our own art and sourcing our own stuff. I think we have a lot of pride in the stuff we make. So I think it's really fun to just do everything ourselves, learn how to do stuff ourselves, and then be really happy with the product. And I think that gets a bit addictive because you just want to do it again. You're like, if we could manage to do that, let's do it bigger and better 100 times again. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go back and play a couple of older clips, but especially in that one, God, you set a high standard for the future going forward.
It's kind of scary, to be honest.
Yeah, sure is. All right, we're going to play a bit of Spent the Night with a Spirit. It's got a great track. Here it is.
a drama, she's a real side. Together forever, eating brains and they have to lie.
All right, get into that one. Geez, what a crazy night that would have been.
Yeah, that's a weird video.
It is.
Yeah.
And yeah, the standard was set early. That was up, 12 months, a couple of years ago, even in amongst Stimpy's very early days. The music's kind of really moved and progressed, and now started to really explode. So what are you guys looking forward to in this next chapter?
We were just talking then about how that sounds, and I think how we've like, I don't want to say matured, that's such a bland word, but I think we've just like come to recognize what we want to sound like a lot more, and
How to execute that, I guess.
yeah.
I think we definitely have, like, just listening to that. I haven't watched that video in a while, to be honest, and just listening to the way things drive and how I think we would have imagined of putting across in that song, we can have been able to learn how to achieve that better. And I think I'm just excited for that to grow. I feel like we're definitely still learning on how we do things.
Yeah.
And yeah, very keen for that.
Yeah.
It's good to see, almost step back and look at the old stuff and go, I think this new stuff's doing good. We're doing all right.
Well, I think that's definitely when you appreciate, where the band's up to and where the band's now going to move forward into, and the exciting time that pay homage to where you were and where the band was in its early days, and then, show its evolution from there. But you touched on, I think it's maturing as a band. I think they refer to it as.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
true.
We've been together for a long time. I mean, that video doesn't even feel like early days to us.
Yeah,
really, I think we got together in 2018 and have been trying since then. So it's been that's what,
a lot of
6
learning
years?
time. Yeah,
No.
more than 6 years.
Yeah.
Many more. But I think we started.
No, it can't be 8.
We started playing like 2019,
2019.
I reckon.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a lot of years of growth and development. I think we're finally finding ourselves all together and who we are as adults now that we're not teenagers anymore, just bashing around. But yeah.
And that interruption period, obviously that was early days of the band. Then we went through the headache that was the big COVID. What happened as a band when you guys were through that COVID phase? Did you go through a writing phase? Did you kind of fall apart? What happened?
We did a bit of writing, but I think like what we really saw from COVID was coming out of it. The generation, like only 1 or 2 years below us, who didn't get to experience going to gigs before COVID. And I think the after effect of that really shook things up for us, because I feel like that's now why people are starting to say, oh yeah, like people are coming to music again, and it's really exciting, because it's true. But I think, we really felt the effects after COVID of people not getting it, people not knowing what live music was about and not having understood it before COVID, so a little interest after, but it's feeling great now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Packed rooms again is one of the keys. I'll never forget when COVID was finishing, everyone made sure they had their little pass that they'd been jabbed or injected. We'd say, who knows, with any devil juice, but ultimately, we're in those kind of gigs and socially distanced and standing there, and weird. It was totally weird. So it must have felt weird for you guys jumping back on stage and not having that kind of real band energy that you guys create.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
It was an isolating start, I think, not knowing whether people would want to come to shows, or also not having the foundations anymore to kind of not gigs recently happening. I think it was a slow start. I think for everyone. I think that was a common thing across all people in the music scene. Inspiration writing, I guess everyone was feeling the same thing. So there was, I guess, a good part in that. And we did release some songs from that time that reflected that. But inspiration wise, like all across the music scene, I think it was really hard for everyone.
Yeah, I think years later, there's still some damage there for sure.
Absolutely.
But it's great to see things like Sydney Road Festival operating free again after all this time, packed. I mean, there was lots of challenges with Sydney Road Festival, like flipping the bird, insanely hot 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sunday, it was really hard for a lot of people and a lot of venues. But on behalf of all the punters that I touched on before that got out there and got along to see live music, especially when bands and venues are unsure what's going to go down, to see so much money kind of change hands and go over the bar and buy merch and do all those kind of things. It's just really important to help, buy a couple of sandwiches at least. It's not going to pay for an album, but at least it's going to buy you a beer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think all the last few, 6 months, I reckon we keep looking at ourselves and each other at gigs and going, I think it's starting to come back. I think it's back. There's that recovery of, people valuing the care and the need for things like live music. And I think obviously there's the positives and negatives of that at the moment, but I think there's some hope in that. I think it's there, which is, we've been seeing it.
I think it's a really exciting time. It seems to be that people are really, really back on it, and with even more hope going forward and excitement. I think the whole live music and just music scene, especially in Melbourne, but all over, is about to go really hard again. That's just how I feel. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Well, on the back of, a big festival that was Flipping the Bird, to have so many tickets and to that venue and those areas, and to have them so packed on a hot weekend, sold out way before Flipping the Bird was on, which was really cool. There wasn't many tickets available even on resellers and stuff, so everyone kind of hung onto their ticket, which really showed some confidence to a lot of the bands that this was an important one. So long may it continue, and it's just great to see festivals off kicking like they should. But all right, we're going to just keep in that vibe and play a little bit more of a little clip from Bergie Band Room. This was Ned definitely ramping the crowd, getting everyone going. So I'm still on his side at this point. So here it is. Make some noise. You didn't have to ask too many people to make some noise. There was plenty of energy in that room, just doing what you should do, ramping the crowd. But yeah, there was some great energy in that room. A really tight, small room, Bergie Band Room is. The sound's always good. Stage is electric. It's a good height for everyone as well, so everyone gets to see. But there was only one way to get across to the other side. It was jammed, so it was mosh your way across, which I'm a little bit too old for that. So
it's a shame. I wish you were on Ethan's side. He's such a good guitar player.
He is.
Listening to that,
Absolutely.
I was like, oh man, you're missing out on half the song.
I know, and that's why we're leaving them hanging to get out and investigate a little bit more on some of these clips for sure. Yeah, there's plenty of energy, and there's energy obviously in your kind of brother band, Gnomes, as well. You guys are doing some unbelievable things in that. So a shout out to Gnomes. You guys are next on the hit list to jump on and have a chat about some exciting stuff. So there's not much room left in on the lists anymore on band venues. Between Gnomes, Frenzy, you're kind of taking up most of the spots. So thanks for doing that. Most importantly, doing all the hard work and the leg work, and Stimpies are definitely going to be next in amongst that. I saw you guys supporting obviously each other at Kindred Band Room only a week or so ago. Couldn't make that gig, unfortunately, but all reports another electric moment for both those bands.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, we love playing with the Gnomes. As you said, brother band, so it's perfect. It's always like fun. It's like a family barbecue. And we love Kindred too. We used to play there heaps when we were young, so it's a great spot.
Awesome. All right, we're going to touch on a couple of quick fire questions before we jump into the last clip. And talking about that Planet of Love, what would you most like that Planet of Love to be known for in kind of one word?
The planet itself?
I would say togetherness.
There you go.
Nice.
I think it's all about, I think what we need at the moment is just everyone to just have a good time together. That's
Absolutely.
how I feel the Planet of Love, definitely.
And that excitement when you've got the crowd, it doesn't take long. You're a couple of riffs in and the band's singing along. How cool is that feeling to have a band that's, that you see at multiple venues and coming along to all your shows and become friends of yours, singing your lyrics?
That's why we do it. It's just the most incredible thing to do. It's unreal.
It's like that reassurance of community. It's so cool. You just forget that, these people really care and they keep coming back, and it's just like you can't be more grateful. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's why we do it.
And it's one of those 45 minutes to an hour where we can forget about life's problems and all get in a room and just jam out and feel part of the band and feel the energy that you guys hopefully have been creating and will continue to create for a long time.
Absolutely.
All right. Who is it in the band? And obviously each of you guys get to kind of start a song in amongst your set list, but who in the band is notorious for either starting the song kind of too quickly?
Ethan
starts most of the songs in terms of counting.
Yep.
Sometimes he'll rehearse and be like, "Oh yeah, guys, we play this one too fast." And we're like, in the back of our heads going, "Ethan, that's because you started." And then he gets on stage and it's just like,
I think it's all the moments where it's just him playing. If it's a riff where it's just him, I think he's like really excited to get to the bit where the band comes back in. And he's like trying to get through it as fast as he's
rushing himself.
He's aware of it though.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, well, just a further shout out to Ethan. Just relax a bit, mate. Just take it easy. Enjoy the moments. They were the magic moments. Just let it happen. The band's coming.
Yeah.
And your biggest inspirations kind of recently, we touched on a couple kind of before, but what have you kind of been inspired by recently that you kind of either want to explore more into the way the Stimpies kind of sound or move to, or if it wasn't the Stimpies as it is currently, what journey would you like to take it on?
I think one of the things that's been the most inspiring factor more recently is the writing process itself has kind of taken a bit of a shift, and we're all feeling a lot more involved. It used to be mostly between Ethan and I, but now it really feels like when we get in a room, we're all in it together, and we're all like really on top of the decisions that are made and just the creative process in general. I think this is the most collaborative the band's ever been, and I think that alone is just so inspiring to everyone in the band. Everyone's frothing.
Has that been on purpose and deliberate that you've kind of engaged that, or it's just naturally kind of happened now?
It's naturally happened. Yeah.
I think the slots that we've sat in as a team have naturally happened, and we've worked out ourselves on where we sit and where we can fill spaces. But I think we've really quite intentionally gone, we really need to put the effort in to keep being able to do the thing that we love to do and try really, put a lot of heart and soul into it. So, yeah.
Yep. And on another band, obviously outside of the Gnomes as well, but who do you kind of really seek? Not inspiration. Who's really kind of doing it for you, whether they be local or one of the huge acts out there?
I'd definitely have to shout out Bones and Jones. They rock. They're local-ish. They're kind of from the Geelong type region.
Anglesey, kind of?
Nah, they're closer than that. Bellarine, right? I don't know, but great guys and great band.
They sure.
And they have their own studio, which is really cool, and they do a lot of stuff. They call that themselves. But yeah, they're inspiring. They're really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely got a Stimpies-esque kind of feel about them as well. You'd fit beautifully in amongst the festival together. So just on that kind of stuff, you cross over a few kind of genres, really. The classic psychedelia, which is everyone's into now, psych rock. There's a little blues kind of twist in amongst that. The country-esque, Australiana kind of, it's a real different feel. But which genre really is probably where you'd like to see the band head, or is it just stay multi-genre really?
I think it is a multi-genre thing. I think the problem, or maybe the beauty of us, is that we're all just big music lovers, and we'll see a country band one weekend and a punk band the next, and that's just what we love. So it's kind of all just about balancing all that into one thing. I mean, I love pop music, and I put some of that kind of influence into our stuff. Like, I think we just love it all, so we want to do it all.
Yep. It's that's what it's about, isn't it? No album really needs to represent the next one necessarily. You can definitely go off on a tangent. I mean, Bowie was one of the greatest to be able to do that. So, could we get to that stage with Stimpies on stage, face makeup, all the things happening, full dress up? I can see it.
Who knows what we'll do next? Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. And which kind of moment in amongst the tours and stuff you've done recently, but still just kind of makes you laugh? It was one of those moments where you just think, God, I can't believe that happened.
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't thought about this.
We did an Australian tour after releasing the last album, and Beck and I have a camper van that we share, and we decided that we were going to drive the whole tour. And there was one stretch where it was from Newcastle to Adelaide, and we went, sweet, like
let's do it in one day.
Couple days, one day. And we'll go from Newey to Adelaide, straight through the middle. Or not the middle, but the bottom corner.
Yeah, the quickest route through the centre, really.
And I don't think we'd even left Newcastle when we'd got a puncture in our tyre, and then went to change it and had a cross-threaded bolt and snapped the bolt off, and ended up having to stay 2 nights in a little town.
And coolant was running out of our car. But the funniest part of that story was we were in the middle of the highway in Mossvale, I think it was.
Yep. And
then this tiny little car pulls over in front of us, and I'm like, oh, somebody's going to go check it out. And it is one of our most loyal fans, Dan. Dan, shout out to you out there.
Friend.
And Monique. Dan. And he had come to Newcastle from Melbourne to watch our show. And for some reason, at that exact moment, he was driving the freeway and saw us on the side of the road and pulled over and was like, what's going on, guys? Are you okay? And we're like, no, Dan, this is not okay. But yeah, we all made it out alive, and it was, of course, he's always there. He's always there when we need him, to be honest.
He really is.
He's a great friend.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Super weird for sure.
It had to happen.
Yeah. And the last one, if you could kind of put one word emotion to what you want the fans to feel from kind of one of your next releases that you're about to release.
I think care and like love for the people around you. I feel like we wrote this album coming back from traveling away from our family and our closest friends in our town and from our band. We were away from our band for ages. We came back and realized how much we care about the people that we've got in this community and so grateful for it. So I think these next few songs really express the care and love for the people around you and the love for music. And I think that's exactly how we want people to feel.
Yeah, I think everything that we've done recently has been a really self-reflective thing and is all just about relationships between people, between each other, and how we treat each other and how we show love for each other and accept love for ourselves. I think that's the whole kind of basis of a lot of the writing that we've been doing. It's
very emotional for some reason this time around.
Yeah, but it's maturity will do that, but also, you know, when a band's in one of those moments, I think that's when that emotion comes up. You're kind of having a bit of a special period with your band that who knows, you may not capture again. It's hard to say, you know, you're kind of getting through that phase and it's a real reflective moment from maybe an outpouring of the last couple of years. But you're right, you know, when you go away and you're away from the rest of your band, you come back together, you put some songs down, you then get a chance to perform them and get a great receptance from a crowd, or that must be, you know, it's hard not to be emotional when you go through those moments. So embrace it while you can.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we will. Well said.
All right, here's a little bit about the craziness, but this one's called Rat Race. I had to play that one all the way through. Talk about an anthemic song that is today. That sums it up beautifully.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot in
probably
there.
more relevant than it was when you put it together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It does feel that way, hey.
Yeah. Talk to me about that kind of punk scene when you get a chance to really just rip it. And you see that excitement and joy and everyone in the crowd moshing safely. But you just never know, sometimes things can get a little out of hand as they do on stage. And it's a pretty good outpouring of emotion, though.
It's pretty hectic. I mean, everyone does get really rowdy. I mean, particularly this Sunday, I was quite shocked by the mosh pit. I was like a bit, whoa. I mean, I heard Ned yell over, you're like, be careful, really quietly. But I think the punkier scenes, and particularly the youth in punk at the moment up at Singing Bird, is just really awesome to see. I think now that we're when we were young there, we used to be full into moshing on the weekends, and we used to be the kids there at the all ages shows, and now it's all coming back again, which is really cool to see. And everyone's so hectic, jumping around at each other, but they're picking each other up, and then they're coming to you afterwards and telling you what your songs mean to them, the gnarly ones or the the less soft songs. And that's just really cool. I think those songs are perfect for expression in that kind of way, and what you take from it for what it means to you at the time that you're listening to it. And as you said, that song is quite relevant now about everything. And they're meaningful, those more sentimental, punkier songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't really say much else about.
I've always found it really interesting because I've never thought of us as being punk enough to be a punk band, but then also never thought of us as being like soft or indie enough to be an indie band. So we kind of sit in this weird little pocket, but then somehow we seem to just do something along the way that generates a pretty rowdy mosh, because it tends to happen a lot.
Absolutely. The crowd got told to stop jumping at the Young Street Tav in Jan because they were gonna break the floor. So people get
They did break the floor.
Yeah, they broke the floor.
It's like one of those upstairs rooms, and they were just jumping all in sync, and it was pretty scary. I mean, you could feel it like really bowing, but Young Street Tavern held on strong, made it through.
Got through the night, as they say. And what are you kind of hoping next for Stimpies? Obviously, not far off hitting the road again on more likely another tour, and the plan, ideally, as you touched on, would be to try and get to the UK and show some love over there. But what's kind of your short-term kind of vision for Stimpies?
At the moment, we're like, we've got a really large kind of collection of music that we've written over the last year and a half and recorded about 6 to 8 months ago now. And so we're kind of working out what more to do with it, like we were saying before, in terms of like, all right, we got this song, like how can we make a music video around it, and just like really flesh out each individual release to just have its own moment, I think, is what we're trying to do.
And make them enjoyed individually, I guess. Not just, I think last album we left it we put it out there as its own. I think we want to really highlight these songs as their own individuals before we move on from each of them. So just take it one step at a time.
It's a one-step process at the moment. Like, we're really not thinking too much about even 6 months ahead, really. It's more so about just doing the right thing this week and then doing the right thing again next week. So and we're loving it. We're having so much fun this year. I think this is the most fun we may have had as a band ever.
Great to hear. And it's only a couple of months in, so long may it continue first and foremost. Thank you for joining me, Stimpies.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for having
Ethan,
me.
it's great to meet you. You as well, Beck, and I really look forward to connecting with the other guys at a gig soon. Thanks to my friend Beck, who she didn't suggest Stimpies. You were actually always on my list. You kind of pushed the agenda a little. So I'm glad. Thanks for.
She's good at that. She loves that.
She is. Her words to me the other night was, "I would do anything for the Stimpies." So what a great way to be. Eh?
I called her mum the other night, and she was very, very, very happy.
She does.
She's our gig mum.
She does do anything for the Stimpies.
She drives us home all the way to the other side of the peninsula. She drove us home after flipping at like 1:30 for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So she'll do
beautiful
anything.
lady.
We love her so much. Yeah.
There are some special people out there as just punters at the end of the day, supporting music and supporting young artists that are paving their way. But I'd just on behalf of being a fellow punter myself, I'd like to thank you guys, Stimpies, for everything you do for live music. Thank you for doing what you do, largely unrewarded at this point of your life. But keep putting out great music. It helps transport someone like me into another place for, as I said before, into your set, to hear your live music, to feel your energy, to hear your passion about music is, really makes me happy.
Thank you so much.
That means so much. That's freaking
same
awesome.
to you, honestly. I mean, having places like this where we're able to talk and get the word out there is great. And
meet fellow people
Yeah.
from the scenes and stuff like that. It's really nice.
Perfect. All right. Most importantly, get out there and see Stimpies at a gig near you. What have you got coming up? Is there one you can announce that's coming up? I know I did see one on socials.
We've got a huge one.
Well, yeah, we've got a massive one coming up on the 27th of March. It is For the Planet of Love. It's our single release at the Nightcat with good music. So they're killing it at the moment with great shows and putting great lineups together. So that's going to be really exciting. And the Nightcat's such an awesome venue.
That's us, The Prize, and No Turns.
With DJs in between. I think the whole
DJs
night.
in between and after until like 2 a.m.
So you can get down to the Nightcat and just party your night away.
It's going to be a sick night on a Friday.
It sure is. So make sure you get tickets because the Nightcat's a great venue in its kind of reformed look now, which has been like that for a while, but it's one of those venues you kind of got to be at, and it'll be a great place to see the Stimpies rock out again. So here it is on the background. We'll make sure we put it in the foreground on the clip, and make sure we push that one on the socials as well. So March 27 is a date you want to remember for the Stimpies. Get along, get a ticket, bring a mate, bring them along too, and see this exciting band that is the Stimpies. We'll see you out there, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Aaron.
How cool was that to spend almost an hour with the guys from the Stimpies? To Beck and Ned, thank you for joining me tonight. So we've got a couple booked again coming up. Petrov Affair next week, talking about a new single and album for them, and then plenty coming up into the future. So we will see you out there.